Okay, so we're recording. All right, welcome everybody to the call. Thank you so much for getting on. I'm Barbara Fralinger, and tonight I have on Rick Gutman and Matt Williams. And the reason that I really wanted to have this meeting was more of a Q&A, because all of you have probably been exposed to some information on our business. And I know a lot of times people have questions about the business, and I would love to answer them, as well as anyone who invited you onto this call. But I think getting, one-on-one responses from the people who have really, who are guiding us, but also who have really made it in this industry is critical. So with that, I wanted to introduce Rick. Rick is multiple seven-figure earner in this industry, and he has been in real estate. He's had his own business, so he's been in a lot of different areas before he came into network marketing. So he knows what it's like to be in the professions that many of you are already in. Matt, the same way. He was a CEO of a real estate firm, and he gave up he actually sold it to do the sale full time. But both of them have so much experience, and they guide us with financial education and in this business a lot. And it's really improved the quality of people that I've brought into the business so far. And, I just wanted to open it up to the people who are on right now. I think we have mostly realtors, and then we have Joe, who is a mortgage loan officer. And we were actually just talking a little bit about that industry right before you got on, Joe. So does anybody, have any questions, or does anybody want to start off saying something? Rick or Matt, do you have something you want to say before we get started? Okay, we're all unmuted.
Rick, do you want to go ahead and start us off?
Yeah, go. You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, it's a pleasure to be here with all of you guys. And I want to edify Matt a little bit here too, because, Matt's a serial entrepreneur. And, although I've made probably 10 figures in this industry, Matt has made at least 10 figures in multiple businesses. So his input is also very, very important. And the forum that we kind of have here is very unique because you don't see these types of forums. Let's just call it a mastermind. You don't see these types of forums in network marketing, because most of the people in this industry, they talk about product, they talk about compensation plan, they talk about how great the company is, and normally that's kind of the limitation. Maybe can you mute some of those other people out?
Yeah, I'm muting them.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe this is the first time you've ever been exposed to network marketing, but what you're going to hear here is very high level when it comes to business content, because it's rooted in real financial education. And that's been the backbone of our organization. And our organization in just 21 months is producing over $12 million in distribution. That's pretty significant for a 21-month young company, right? And I'm talking about just our organization, not the company, just our organization. And our retention is extremely high, so between 70 to 94% week to week, which is almost impossible in our industry. So we like it this way because I believe that financial education is superior to every other education out there when it comes to wealth creation. And what's not being taught in our industry is that financial education, that real understanding of how business works, why it works, the power of systems, difference between good income and bad income, the difference between quality income and quantity of income, and building debt-free businesses that are taxed at the lowest percentage, and global income and global distribution, and why it works in our industry, why it's within the framework of this industry, you will find every valuable principle that you would find in a Fortune 500 company. And that's why it's working for us in our organization and not working for a lot of the people in industry wide. And so what it's allowed us to do is go after people like yourselves that understand the language of business, real estate brokers, real estate agents, people that have multiple businesses, franchise owners, people that have been the system, never really had a system, but been the system. And that's the whole reason why I stepped into the industry is I didn't have a system. I was the system. So when I went on vacation, the system went with me and I didn't get paid. So that's normally the pain point of a small business owner. So we're able to speak the language to people like yourselves. And if there's a pain point in your life, like I had, money and no time, then it becomes attractive because you're able to leverage fulfillment centers and things like that, and it grows exponentially. So basically everything that you hear here, I promise you, you won't hear it anywhere else in any other organization in this industry. So I'm just going to, kick it to maybe Barbara, or Matt, if you want to add something. We'll be looking for a starting point with all of you guys.
Well, I'll go ahead and say something if you don't mind. Hey, Rick, thanks for that. And also, I want to edify you just for a second. You have had a tremendous amount of business experience prior to getting involved in network marketing. I know you sold real estate, you did real estate development, and been involved in selling precious stones. And so, I can tell you that you're the only person that even caught my attention to get in this industry because I was so far against it. And when Rick was the person that approached me back in 2007 to get involved in a company called Monavi, and he came at it a totally different direction. And it was confusing to me because I've always been, approached differently. And that's what I love about what we have to offer is we're coming at it from a business standpoint and from a financial standpoint and financial education. And that's what is missing in this industry. And that's the reason why I think, I know the reason why, Rick, you've been so successful. And I found my success in this industry as well. And so many people within our team are finding their success is because I feel like we've unlocked the code on how to build this and show people how to unlock the ability to make, residual money using their network as well as going after and doing this part-time or full-time, however you want to do it. But I just wanted to kind of mention that about Rick. Thank you for your leadership and all the stuff you taught us. So.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Can I add something here? I want everyone to understand that our organization, because of the leadership, if we could brag about anything, we'd like to brag about the fact that we have produced hundreds of five-figure a month earners and many, many, many six-figure a year earners and some multiple six-figure a year earners already in just our 21 months. So normally when you step into this industry, those people mean not you. And in our organization, because we have such high retention, we have so many people that are earning an extra five figures a month or an extra six figures a year or multiple six figures a year. That's really, really valuable because those six-figure earners will be seven-figure a year earners this time next year, right? Because it's a system of duplication. So I just want to kind of leave you with that before we begin.
Okay. And, I know that talking to Joe, who is on the phone right now, he has kind of been a serial entrepreneur as well. And he's been trying to get his own business off the ground for a couple of years. And when I was talking to him the other day, I told him about this because he's at a point where he's doing his mortgage loan business, and that's kind of paying the bills. But he really has this passion of building another online business that he already has, but he's just not able to, get that going. And I told him the advantage of this is that it's going to bring in that passive residual income, and you can already leverage the network that you have in, you know, a sustainable duplicatable system, you know? And so I guess along with that, I kind of wanted to open up with Joe. Do you have any questions for Rick or Matt? I can unmute you here if I see you. Are you there, Joe? Oh, maybe he's not here now? Okay. All right. Well, all right.
Hi, Joe.
How about Naomi or Lisa? Either one of you, if you want to unmute your phones, you can ask any questions that you have.
Fact-finding mission here.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting back and listening to what you guys have to offer. Just
Yeah.
trying to educate myself. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Does anybody else have any questions right now? No? Oh, geez.
Barbara, this is Elaine.
Oh, yes. Hi.
You see May Lois up there. This is a new computer, and the name hasn't been changed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's me, Elaine.
Okay.
I have tried a number of network marketing. I'm really very new at this.
Mm-hmm.
And my issue, my biggest problem is wanting to be able to make it work. Now, Vaseo, I was very surprised about. I read about the products. I'm now using them. I guess my issue is, how do I get the word out to people I know? I'm also a communications person. I own my own company. I have a nonprofit communications company. I'm also a TV producer. I cannot talk about Vaseo on my television show because it's a television show that's also a nonprofit. How, though, do I get it out to people to talk about the business? I mean, I can talk about the product, but how would I talk about the business in order to get people interested?
Want to take that one, Matt?
Yeah, so I would think that obviously you've got lists of clients or a list of people that you know very well, that you're close to.
Yes, hundreds of them.
So what? Okay. Well, what I would do is try to narrow down that list to some of the people that you're extremely close to, that you can pick up the phone and they know exactly who you are, and have a conversation with them and let them know that, you know, you're doing this company called Vaseo and you'd like to, you know, chat with them about this, and basically try to get maybe 10 or 20 of them, since you have hundreds. And maybe we can do a call like this and just direct it directly towards them and do a set up. Where do you live?
I live in Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston. Okay. Okay. Or we can plug you into one of our meetings too. We could do that as well. But I think that going through obviously and attacking hundreds of people all at once is not probably the smartest thing yet. I would go grab, you know, some generals or some people that you'd want to put in your team, and, you know, work with them, and then start working that list out from there. That would be one of the first things. It'd be more of a face-to-face or over the phone, three-way call type of scenario, and then start working, you know, your way through that list, and then have the people that are in your business get involved as well.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Did anybody else have a question for right now? Well, my thing, I guess, okay. I guess my question would be for the people who are in real estate, and to leverage those networks. What's the best way that you guys went ahead and did that? How did you move so fast? Matt, you know, I know you moved really fast.
Sure. Well, you know, it was an interesting time, and I think that we're coming up against that again. When I got involved in Monavi and I found my traction, It was right at the end of 2007, right before real estate started falling apart. And basically, what made it so attractive to other real estate agents is it was another industry completely away from real estate. And as the real estate market was starting to fall apart, people were, they were they were doing career long real estate, career mortgage, and their money was drying up. They were looking for another avenue of making, money on the side and without having to go and spend a ton of money and having to, a lot of people were trying to reinvent themselves at the time. And so, what I found was, there was a big timing factor, with the success. And I think that, I definitely don't think we're ever going to see what we saw in 2008 and 9 in real estate. But I think that, there's always fluctuations in the market. There's always fluctuations in, mortgage and real estate. You're going to see stuff drop off and fluctuate. And anybody that has seen that in the past will understand that it's important to have multiple streams of income. Most people in real estate have the same stream of income in the same field, and what I mean by that is maybe rental homes, property management, things of that nature. And whenever the market starts to shift, then it makes it harder for the real estate agent to make the kind of money they're used to. Now, I'm coming from 18 years of experience of owning 3 different mortgage companies, 4 different real estate companies, and being a consultant and things of that nature. I'm not trying to predict that there's going to be some massive crash, but I can tell you there's always adjustments. And we haven't had one in a while, and we've been on an upward swing for a while, and that always means that there needs to be some sort of an adjustment. What that happens is that means us as real estate agents, and I still practice real estate too, us as real estate agents are going to see some adjustments in our paycheck. And it's always important for an insurance policy to have other streams of income from a totally separate source. And that's what makes the sales so exciting to me and so many of my friends and people that are in real estate is they're able to attract a separate type of income and an income that comes from, it doesn't matter what town and what area. We're in all 50 states. We're in Canada. We're in Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and I can go on. We're in 12 different countries. And so you can build a global business all from your home through your network of people that you already have. And the health and wellness industry is $1 trillion industry. So it's like you're going into something that everybody needs, and you're helping people, and you're able to show and build a network right from out of your own hometown. And that makes it extremely powerful and so amazing. And so many real estate agents have networks of people that, customers that they've known for years, and they've got people that would love to have these products or need these products. And, there's no reason to not to put this in a tool belt of extra money and income. Maybe this is your plan B, but it's always good to have multiple streams. I've never met a billionaire that only had one stream of income coming in. I've got, I think, 5 right now. So, and obviously the sales is my mainstream, but I have other streams that are coming in. And so that's what I love about this industry specifically for real estate agents and mortgage people, because it's completely outside of the box of what's going on in the industry. So.
Well, Joe is back. Are you able to get on? Are you able to speak? Oh, no. So now his audio isn't working. I unmuted you. Are you on your computer? Can't hear him. This is a mess. Okay. Oh, okay. I guess he hung up. Anyway, he said the network is down. I don't know. But I know he had questions. And I think his main question is how can he start this with where he is right now, and fitting it in and then using it as a vehicle to do what he wants to do. I think that was one of his questions. And then I think another one of his questions. Oh, there you are, Joe. Are you on? Okay. I don't know if he's calling in or what he's doing. Okay. You want to type in a question? You can type in a question. I know you had some.
So, okay, well, let's move on. If we can hear him, then we'll address it.
Okay.
What were you saying that you think his question was?
Oh, there he is. You're on, Joe.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there
Very
he is.
good.
Yeah, sorry guys, we're having all kinds of network issues in my area in Delaware. I apologize. It's been a mess. So yeah, my question is, just typed it, is how do I really get started? Been in the mortgage business a couple of years, have my other coaching business. What's the best way to get started here in being in the mortgage world? Basically I'm a broker, so I'm not your traditional lender per se. We do lend, but we basically broker out. We have a network of lenders that we have. If that makes sense.
Sure. Matt, do you want to take that one too?
Rick, do you want to go take that?
Sure. I mean,
why don't you say something and then I'll finish up. Yeah.
Okay. So, remember this. I mean, your network is your net worth, and especially in today's day and age, and with technology and all of that, and you have the ability to build nationwide and even global in what we do. So you have a number of people that work with you and maybe for you that they each individually have networks too, and some larger than others. And what makes this industry wonderful is that you can get that network to monetize, right? If you come in with the language of business, then it becomes very attractive to guys like that, because it's passive income, right? That as passive income is the income that you generate without your active involvement. I was on the phone with a broker this morning, and he says 27 years of being a broker, and his business has been cut in half. He's literally down to 50%, and he doesn't have any residual. And he said back in the day they had residual. He doesn't have any now, and basically a lot of their customers are not repeat customers so much anymore. So the passive income is very desirable for people that are motivated like that, right? So getting started, with somebody like you, I mean, you already have a very large, not only do you have a very large network, but you have a very large sphere of influence too. So some people step into this industry and they don't build a network until they need a network. And then some people like yourself, because you have that network, you can move quicker than most because of that, right? And so it's very easy to get started and then plug them into our business school, which is all financial education. And you won't find that in this industry. Nobody sees the value in it. Nobody teaches it. But that's why our retention is so high, and why we keep producing leader after leader after leader. So I think in your case, and then I'll kick it to Matt, because Matt will probably have some additional ideas too, because that's his background, is that we do maybe a Zoom call that's similar to this, and we share it together from that business perspective. And because it's rooted in the financial education part, it's very well received. I'm sure you've been pitched every network marketing company under the sun because of what you do, but as you probably know, they always lead with like the product or the compensation plan, and oh my gosh, the company's so great and all this stuff, but they're not speaking the language of business. So the listener normally walks away thinking that they have to hound their friends or they have to peddle product. And I can tell you that in this industry, if that's what we were doing, I would have never been involved. That's not the way to build a global business, right? So it's a very professional, career-minded industry when the industry is communicated and the brand is communicated the way it should be. It's very well received, and it can change a lot of the direction, and a lot of the lives that are within your network have a lot of passive income, and not having to, be in an office if they don't want to, or travel if they don't want to. So I'd like to hear Matt's thoughts on this as well.
Yeah, well, I think that obviously you're used to dealing with everybody's all their personal information. You're gathering information, running credit checks. You know more about them usually than they know about themselves half the time as a mortgage person. This doesn't have to be very difficult. It's a very easy conversation, and especially you run into a lot of people that are barely able to qualify, and so you should know better than most how many people really need to make extra money to have a side income coming in, because as you see all the time, people are barely able to make it, and an extra $500 or $1,000 a month could change a lot of things in people's lives, right? And so that right there, a lot of people are moving to doing Uber. They're doing different things to make side money. But what I love about this particular industry is you can go build out, and you can build with a group of people, and when you're not working, they're working, and it makes a great amount of leverage. And the leverage is the key to this whole thing. Leveraging your team and leveraging the group that comes in, and the timing factor is just absolutely massive. So I would surely think that as a loan person, or person that's brokering loans, this would make a lot of sense from that standpoint to see how many people really need to make more money. And then on top of that, you have the massive tax benefits, and the massive ability to just the unlimited growth potential. We've got people already, making $70,000 a week in this business, and we're 21 months old. The amount of income that can be made if it's treated right and done right it's unbelievable, the potential. But I don't like to inflate things as far as make people feel like, that's not. I want to be realistic. I want to talk about the person that can make an extra $500 or $600 to make a car payment, that type of thing. It can be life changing for a lot of people. The other thing I want to say is this: is so many people complicate this industry. They make it seem a lot harder than it really is. And I always like to say, do you know two people that might know two people, and leave it like that. And then if you can duplicate that system, you can go all the way to the top. So it's so simple. It almost seems like, well, wait a minute, that's all? Yeah, you go get two people who know two people, and then duplicate that. And if you did that every single month, you'd have a massive business. You'd have thousands of people in your business in 12 months. Thousands all over the world. An international business. So.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I think the main thing too, and what, caught your attention with me, Joe, was the fact that my language changed. Because I've known Joe for years, and he was, with me he knew me when I was with Beachbody, and then he noticed that there was a difference in my language, of what I was putting out there online. And he found himself listening more and more when I would do a lot of the financial education. So I think when you bring that to your network, and doing, the interviews and things like that, the lives, it is a great tool to catch people online who are like yourself, and then they're going to start asking you questions. And we do have like a step-by-step process. Everything, it really is laid out great to where you know exactly what you're doing if you plug into the trainings. Everything can be explained easily. And then we help you, like getting people on, like they were saying, getting people on a call like this, where we're helping you, explaining the business and doing all of that. And then, since you're local to me, we could do presentations together and all of that. So, it's as long as we keep it from a business standpoint, we're going to attract the people who are going to build. So that's
leveraging the business school too.
Yeah, that's what I leverage. That's basically what I do. Nobody really even knows what company I'm with anymore. They're just kind of like, what are you doing, So yeah. I lead with the business school.
And I also want to add this too, the education aspect of it from what we're teaching in Overcome Nation. We're talking. We've got a group of people that have all been extremely successful in business, and they're pouring out everything that they know to you, and it's free. And that right there is priceless. I mean, even a lot of people pay a lot of money for people to coach them or mentor them, and you're able to get this information for free. It's unheard of. Most people have go to Tony Robbins or Ray Higdon or all these other different people. They go to these events and they're spending thousands of dollars on coaching and information, and we're getting all that for free, and we're giving it for free, and that alone could help you in your traditional business, your real estate business, your mortgage business, whatever you're doing. You add that into and then have it added into the sale, because this is all, it's financial education. It's not just how to build a network marketing business. It's about a mindset. It's a shift. It's a change. And, in order to be successful in life, you've got to have the right roadmap. And once you have that roadmap, you can do anything with that roadmap in any type of business. And then the connections that you meet. I want to speak to the real estate agents and the mortgage people. We're all confined by our licensed territory. Okay. That's something that, usually in real estate, you kind of want to stick somewhat close to home because you know the area and territory. You don't want to go too far out because of rules and regulations. And we can go all 50 states and all around, pretty much around the world, right? And our business territory is going to grow. And that makes it so attractive because we're not stuck in where our license only allows us to go. So it's a whole other world out there.
Yeah. Did you have any more questions, Joe, or?
No, I'm taking this all in. This is really good stuff. I'm glad I was able to finally join and get situated here.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm finally glad to be able to get situated here.
Yeah.
There's a couple of 2 cents that I think is valuable too. Is when I started in this industry, when I would talk to real estate agents that were having difficulties really wrapping their mind around this industry, and I would say, how many homes have you sold in the last 10 years? And they'd say, I don't know, 200. And I say, how many times did you get paid off of that home? And they said, well, 200 times. And I said, well, what if those 200 homes were still paying you every single month? That's the passive income that you have here, because in this industry, an initial effort brings in multiple sales. And that's that's the highest quality of income amongst the rich. Passive income, right? So it's finding you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, based on that system that never gets tired and it never goes to sleep. And so when you realize, okay, what am I working for? I'm working for real wealth. And once you see that and you start accumulating that, you get such a radar lock on it. You do not want to quit. Like, you see it and you see that you can have it. When I sit at the feet of Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, he would say, when you have to look at the passive income as house number 1 is $10, house number 2 is $20, house number 3 is $30. So in other words, what he's saying is, with every house that you get, you're gaining in that passive income, right? So if your debt service was, $1,000 and you rent it out for $1,200, then you have a $2,000 passive income, and that house, that's a true cash flowing asset. So I would say the same thing here. As you teach 2 people to go out and get 2 people, you've multiplied yourself 6 times. So you can see how much more aggressive the passive income is in this arena, right? I mean, to make $5,000 a month passive income in real estate, you'd probably need a 20 or 30 unit apartment complex after you've paid all the debt service every single month to have it cash flow $5,000 a month. And when you step into network marketing, and as that exponential growth with every person that comes in, they're reinvesting in their businesses every single month. And that's where they say, I'd rather get 1% of 100 persons' efforts than 100% of my own. So, when when you see people making $5,000 a month passive income and they've been in for, you know, maybe 6 months, and they only started with a $1,500 startup cost, that's significant. And then when those people just go out and get one, now you have a $10,000 a month passive income. They get one again, and now you have a $20,000 a month passive income on the same investment. So you start realizing I'm really working for wealth that grows exponentially. I'll never own a 30-unit apartment complex that will start out making passive income of $5,000 a month, and that same apartment complex end up producing a passive income that pays $100,000 a month. I would have to accumulate additional properties, and it would cost a great deal of money with a great deal of risk to increase my real estate portfolio. Yet this happens every day in this amazing industry. So this is why it's one of the best kept secrets in the world. I mean, it pays out $250 million a day in commissions. That's staggering. It brings in $250 billion a year globally. So, you know, when people start seeing it from this perspective, their mindset changes, and they realize, you know, when your friends are going, why are you doing this? It's taking longer, because in month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you don't see much happening. But then when you start seeing in month 7 and 8 and 9, and after a year, right, that becomes a significant passive income, right? Like Matt was saying, there's already people doing $70,000 a week in passive income here, and I know that's the high side. But you got to remember that's also a $1,500 startup cost with people that began to tap into their network and then added other networks, right? We all build our network together. And the wonderful thing is any one of those people can pass you up in rank and in income. That happens every day in this industry. And that's something that never happens in traditional business. And that's fair.
Yeah. So did anybody else have anything that they wanted to ask, or? No? Are you good, Joe?
Yeah, I'm taking this all in. A lot of good stuff. So I'm probably gonna have a lot of follow-up questions, I'm sure, as I digest all this. Good stuff, though. Good stuff, though. It really is.
And Joe, if you wanna do a one-on-one three-way call with me and Barbara, I'd be willing to. I'd love to talk to you, because obviously we come from the same background.
Yeah, I was thinking that. It was something I was thinking in my head. Might be good for a follow-up call.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I talk to Matt all the time, like every couple days. He's like my best friend now.
Yeah. And the other thing too is just know that you're not alone. Obviously, Barbara would be helping you. We'll surround you with help, and I'm available if you decide to get in the business to help with three-way calls with people that are in the real estate industry and stuff like that. We can surround you with a lot of help that direction.
Sweet.
Yes. All right. Well, does anybody else have anything that they want to add, or any questions? No? All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being on. And I recorded this, so I'll post it up in the event. You can send it to all your people who maybe got kicked off or or who couldn't make it. Yeah. So.
Perfect.
Well, it's great to meet you, guys, all of you.
Yeah.
Joe, again, I'm here if you need me as well. You guys pull me into anything that you feel where I can help. So nice to meet everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Take care.
Yeah, nice meeting you guys. Take care.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.